Hey, Dana here, and this is number 7 and final of my project of replacing the carpet in our living room. It's taken me about 7 days, 2 hours a night to get it done, and put down the veneer flooring. Some notes or some tips that I want to pass along is make sure your slabs are tight against each other as you're going along, because you get too far along, you're not going to be able to get them tight sideways, as well as you'll be able to get them tight long ways. But once you get going, once you get sideways, it's going to be really hard. You're going to get what you pay for too, because the pieces that we got were 69 cents a square foot, and basically they're pressed cardboard. So they lock together, and you got to be very careful because you can break the cardboard locking pieces, and it once you do that, you got to move on to another piece. Depending on if it's the first time you've done it or not, you're probably going to use a whole box. You're gonna mess pieces up. You're gonna cut them wrong, stuff like that. That's also something you're going to have to do. You're going to have to use a table saw to cut them. And I also recommend you wear a mask when you're cutting them, because you're going to be cutting quite a few. The hardest part I found is when you're doing your door sills and trying to get them to fit in here. You're going to have to do your measurements, and you have to cut them. Make sure that you cut the right side. Your locking pieces. Now, I've still got to do door sills here. But one of my hardest parts was getting two door areas done at the same time. You see, I got to go back around and put the trim around the outside. This is an old farmhouse, so what happened is, of course, high ceilings. So the drywall isn't all the way down to the bottom of the floor. So I've had that gap that I've had to deal with. And then when you're trying to bang it from one side to the other, it'll slide back and forth. Another slight tip is it is a floating floor. So trying to keep it from sliding back and forth, you can use trim nails and tack them on each end. And as you can see, you also got to cut out your vents, and unfortunately when they put those trim on there, it really hard on my wall here, so I'm going to have to doctor that up down the road. But overall, it's my recommendations. It came out rather well, even for the cost. So clean it and then put a preservative on it. So anyway, that's my final video, and leave some comments, and if you need any advice, feel free. So catch me on my I've been in the house today or for the week doing this, and now I got to go back out into the garage and work on the cars. So anyway, catch me on my next video, and I'm just gonna start calling these Dana Crosby's projects.